Today, transcripts of the House Oversight Committee interview with Hunter Biden's business associate, Devon Archer, have been released. The committee questioned Archer Monday to gain insight into the Biden family business dealings. And here to break this down for us is trial attorney and legal analyst Brian Claypool. Brian, thank you so much for being here. So, in the transcript, there's a back and forth. The first question is, based on everything you saw, heard, and observed, did you have any knowledge of Joe Biden having any involvement with Burisma? Archer says no. Not direct, no. And then another question, no involvement of Joe. Archer answers no. So where do we go from here? And do you think we'll be hearing from others regarding these business dealings?
Hey, Kelly, great to be back with you. Yeah, the Devon Archer testimony did not help the Republicans at all in terms of trying to implicate President Biden. You just mentioned Archer said, no, I'm not aware of President Biden doing anything wrong. No, I'm not aware of Hunter Biden actually having his president help elevate any kind of business dealings he had. The only thing that Archer said that could remotely help the Republicans is that Hunter Biden was trying to create an illusion, the quote, illusion of a brand that he had. But look, that's not going to be enough to try to go after President Biden. And I think this is a real crossroad, Kelly, for the Republicans. Do they want to keep calling witnesses, other colleagues of Hunter Biden, to walk in and testify under oath that no, President Biden wasn't involved at all? I mean, that's dangerous because it then makes them look like what I've been proclaiming for the last few weeks, which is the Democrats trying to implicate President Trump, and trying to treat him as a human pinata. They're going to be doing a double standard then by trying to do the same thing with Joe Biden. So they need to be careful.
Was there anything, Brian, that stood out to you in this transcript? I know we highlighted one excerpt. Do you think that there's anything else that you read that would move the needle one way or the other here?
Yeah, Kelly, great question. Yeah, there's one piece of testimony that I think is troublesome for Hunter Biden and President Biden. That is that Devon Archer said that in 2014 and 2015, that his father, President Biden, actually had dinner with Hunter Biden's business executives. So were those business executives from Burisma? Were they from this Chinese energy company called CEFC? And if they were, that does contradict what President Biden has proclaimed, in that he said, I have not talked to my son, Hunter Biden, at all about any of his business dealings. That Archer's testimony arguably contradicts that. But look, at the end of the day, does that amount to a crime by President Biden? No. He might not have told the truth, but that's not going to rise to the level of any kind of criminal conduct.
All right. I hear it and I appreciate that analysis. So, Brian, we are following breaking news. The president now, he is moving to the courtroom, and where, of course, he is going to be arraigned today. We have live footage of that is happening right now. Can you walk us through what happens next, how this process will play out, and what you may expect to hear from the president later today?
Yeah, Kelly. So an arraignment is a formal reading of the charges against a defendant. It's the first process in the criminal justice system. And so the judge is likely to read the 4 counts that are leveled against President Trump. And then they're going to ask him, does he plead guilty, not guilty, or does he not enter a plea? Remember that we talked a while back about, remember the Brian Kohberger matter up in Idaho, where he didn't enter a plea at all. He was just silent. So it'll be curious to see what President Trump does in that regard. And then it's possible that the magistrate judge will set a next hearing date, maybe like a trial setting conference. I think it would be odd for the judge or the magistrate to set any type of trial date. And the reason why is, Kelly, that the actual trial judge in this case is not the judge that's hearing the arraignment. Typically in federal court, you have magistrate judges that are one step below the actual federal district court judge, who handle issues like an arraignment. And if there's any pretrial discovery issues, then the magistrate handles that.
And you would imagine that those dates will be consequential as we approach 2024 elections. All right, Brian Claypool, trial attorney and legal analyst. Brian, thank you so much for weighing in. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, Kelly.